the names. Yeah, great. Can you hear the bird in the background?
Yeah.
ConnecTogether creates opportunities for people living with disabilities by providing information, resources, and programming geared towards greater inclusion and quality of life. Check out some of the programs we offer through our online learning platform, ConnecTogether, including our Service Mondays, where we highlight a local organization or initiative, Wednesday Chair Yoga with Bobbie Seale-Cobiskey, Thursday Adapted Fitness with Megan Williamson, Friday Rotating Dance Classes hosted by Janice Lawrence and Joanne Cuff, and other initiatives including presentations by the Disabled Independent Gardeners Association's Growable program and our Perspective series. Check out our updated programs calendar on our website, connectra.org, or find us on Facebook at ConnecTogether Society.
Okay, Bobbie, you can start.
Thank you, Kasar. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to an adapted seated yoga practice. And I'm just going to move into the iPad a little bit, place myself on gallery view. And so, as always, an invitation to begin the yoga practice by maybe taking a moment to bring your hands to your heart center. So maybe open, maybe palms together. Then lift your heart to your hands, bowing your head to your heart. And to take a moment to allow yourself to consciously enter into the present. Setting aside whatever concerns, worries.
Alexa, remind me to pay for curling.
When should I remind you?
This just in, a gentle reminder to put yourself on mute if you haven't already, if possible. Thank you. And so, setting aside whatever concerns, worries you may have had before the yoga practice for the duration, knowing that you can come back to that after class. And then when you're ready, an invitation to relax your arms down by your side or wherever feels most comfortable for you, and to shake your hands vigorously. So if anything I share with you today doesn't feel comfortable, doesn't feel right, skip it and come back to your breath. And when you're ready, reaching up to the sky, so up as high as feels comfortable for you. Shaking water off your hands, let your arms float down by your side. So one more time, reaching up to the sky. And so maybe imagining that we're waving to our ancestors. And then as ready, releasing your arms down by your side. Rest your hands on your lap, palm face up or down as desired. Be noticing which feels better for you, resting your palms face up, or does it feel better to rest your palms face down? So if you're feeling restless, scattered, palms face down can encourage a grounding sensation. If you are feeling tired, an invitation to explore resting your palms face up, open to receive. And then an invitation to soften your gaze. So your gaze goes downward. Ground down through your sits bones. So maybe notice where your bum and your thighs are in contact with your seat. Our Buddha belly is soft, spine is long, shoulders back and down. Lift up through the crown of the head. So maybe imagine you have a thread on top of your head and it's pulling you up to the sky. Our chin is level with the floor, tucked in slightly. Allow your facial muscles to soften and release. Our attention moves inward. So notice your alignment, knees, ankles, hips, shoulders stacked over hips. And then when you're ready, without changing anything, an invitation to bring your awareness to your breath. And maybe noticing that as we inhale, our belly moves out. On inhale, belly moves in. Placing one hand on your Buddha belly, take your other hand to your heart center if you like. And maybe noticing the pattern of movement between your upper torso and your belly. And then see if you can begin to extend your breath. And when we extend our breath, it engages the relaxation response, allowing us to let go of holding, stress, and tension. At any point, if you notice your mind gets distracted and wants to wander off, know that that's okay. That's the nature. Simply bring your awareness back to your breath. Our old friend, our breath. And lastly, see if you can add a quality of softness to your breath. You might imagine that you just tasted something delicious. If you have a fur baby, a fur kid, you might imagine that you're petting your fur kid. And then see if you can bring some of that same softness to areas of your body that you feel are tight or knotted. Our breath is long and smooth and soft as we breathe in and as we breathe out. So just for a few more breaths, or as long as feels comfortable, an invitation to keep this simple breathing exercise flowing. If it's challenging to focus on the breath, an invitation to explore bringing your awareness to the sounds around you. Sound is always in the present moment. So I can hear the sound of little birds chirping in my backyard. I can hear the buzzing of bees, the humming sound. And then maybe noticing the gentle tone of my voice, and in a loving way, bring your awareness back to your breath. Our old friend, our breath. Wherever you are in your breath cycle, let your breath come back to its natural rhythm. Your natural rhythm. Maybe observing the rise and fall of your chest and your belly. Drop your chin towards your chest. And gradually blink your eyes. So we are falling awake, not asleep. Falling awake, not asleep. So you might have noticed a subtle shift in your energy. Anytime we practice these simple breathing, yogic breathing techniques, in a way it acts like a bridge between our body and our mind. And so an invitation now to repose. So ground through your feet, center and ground through the soles of your feet. So we want to keep our connection with Mother Earth. We tend to start losing that. Root down through your bones. Maybe notice where your bum and your thighs are in contact with your seat. Our Buddha belly is soft, spine is long, shoulders can down. Lift up through the crown of your head. Imagine that thread on top of your head pulling you up to the sky. Our chin is tucked in slightly, level with the floor. And so from here, we'll transition into a practice of mindful movement. And so now exploring linking our breath with our movements. And so when we link our breath with our movements, magical things happen. So don't take my word for it. Notice how you feel. And so as you're ready, I'd like to invite you to reach your arm up to the sky. And so reaching up as high as feels comfortable for you. And then slowly float your arm down. So gentle movement, reaching up to the sky. And slowly float your arm down. So this time, on an inhale, reaching up full length of your inhale. On exhale, float your arm down the full length of your exhale. It's as if on our inhale, there's a beginning, a middle, and an end point. On exhale, a beginning, a middle, and an end. Relax both arms down by your side, then rest your hands on your lap. Or wherever feels most comfortable for you. We'll practice this gentle practice on the other side. So it's ready, reaching up to the sky. As high as feels comfortable for you. And then slowly float your arm down. Gentle movement, reaching up to the sky. And slowly float your arm down. So this time linking our breath with our movement. So the inhale begins the movement. And then slowly, beginning, a middle, and an end. Releasing your arm. So this time, both arms down by your side or wherever feels most comfortable for you. And we'll reach both arms up to the sky. So take a look between your palms and notice if they're facing each other, if it doesn't create tension in your neck. And so it's not about forcing one limb to do what the other is doing. We just want them talking to each other. Fold your fingers in, press into the palms of your hands. And together we can shout out, I am, I can, and I will. And with a sigh of relief, big audible sigh. Ah. Woo-hoo. It's yoga time. So at this time, I'd like to reintroduce a few yoga toys from my yoga toy box that I like to have in the class nearby usually. And one of them would be this old yoga mat that I have rolled up. So this can feel really amazing, placed on the back of the chair and along your spine. And so the idea with this yoga mat would be, it helps to counter some of the collapsing that a lot of us do in our chest. which of course is really hard on our breathing, our heart, so on. Alternatively, you might want to use it at the end of the class to relax into your final relaxation. If you know balance is a challenge for you, we are going to be doing the movements in the spine, so moving forward and back and side to side and so on. And so make sure you have whatever device you need to keep you stable in your chair. And then lastly, I don't know if I've introduced this before, but often I will cue that you have your knees tracking over your ankles and feet comfortably hip distance apart. So one of the ways, if you have a tendency to rotate inwards with your knees or out, we put a block. So this is actually a yoga block, and it's really hard. Placed between the knees, and then a yoga strap or whatever kind of tie that you have to keep it in place. So I know some of you have amazing, your wheelchair users are set up really well to keep you sitting up nice and tall and aligned and so on. So just a few ideas. And lastly, I like to place this soft block between my feet. And what that does, it keeps my feet hip distance apart. So there you have it. Yeah, so ground through your feet, centering ground through the soles of your feet. Sits bones are sharp on the chair. Your Buddha belly is soft, spine is long, shoulders back and down. Relax your arms by your side or wherever feels most comfortable for you. And then tuck your chin in slightly. And then when you're ready, I'd like to invite you to bring your beautiful hands together. Rub your hands vigorously. So energize your hands, warm up your hands. And then maybe just taking them apart a little bit. You might notice a little bit of heat or warmth between your hands. Maybe moving them a little further apart and closer together. And rub your hands together again. This time as you're rubbing your hands, I'd like you to notice where in your body you're holding tension or stress, and see if you can bring some of that loving energy from your hands to that area. And then it's ready. Rub your palms together again. This time I want you to think of a new place. And take your hands or a hand there. Open to receive. Nice. We'll shake out. So wiggly fidgets. And do a little bum dance. So a gentle reminder that if anything I share with you today does not feel comfortable, if it doesn't feel right, skip it and come back to your breath. And so if we're focused on your breath, we are practicing yoga. And so with that in mind, I'd like to transition into gentle movement to release the tension in our neck. And so it's ready. Bring your chin gently towards your chest. And then looking up, so maybe your eyes meet where the ceiling meets the wall. Some gentle movements. Moving our head up and down. Yeah, maybe see if you can add a little half smile, like a little Buddha smile. When we smile, it releases saliva. So we want a nice juicy mouth and juicy body. And then it's ready, bring your head back to neutral. And then bring your ear towards your shoulder. And then moving from side to side. So the moment we begin these gentle movements, it is a cue for our nervous system to become a little more balanced. And then as ready, bring your head back to neutral. And then turn your gaze looking just past your shoulder. And then visualize moving your chin up and down slightly. So imagination is powerful. Bring your head back through center, turning your gaze, looking just past your opposite shoulder. Pause. Visualize moving your chin up and down slightly. As ready, bring your head back to neutral place. And so we've moved our cervical spine, our neck through its range of motion. Now we're going to move down along our spine. And so I apologize. I just need to move into the iPad closely for a moment. There's a little calendar event thingy on the screen that I don't need. There we go. All right. So we'll transition into a practice called cat and cow. And so warm up for our spine. And so of course we know our spines matter. And so with your hands resting on your lap, on an inhale, drawing your hands in towards your hip creases, arch your back. On exhale, sliding your hands towards your knees, round your back. As you round your back, draw your belly in towards your spine. So inhale, arch, lift your heart, lift your throat. Careful not to throw your head back, however. And then as you're ready, round your back. As you round your back, draw your navel in towards your spine. An invitation in your own time and rhythm to keep this gentle movement flowing. And so move in a way that feels natural for you. So natural that your movements and your breath become one. As ready, come on back to a neutral spine. Take a moment. And then reaching towards the floor, move from side to side. You might inhale to one side, exhale to the other side. If it works for you, you can imagine that you're seated between two panes of glass. So our shoulders stacked over shoulder. Remember your little Buddha smile. Hold on to the underside of the chair if you'd like. Slowly come on back to your neutral spine. Rest your hands on your lap. Here we'll transition into a gentle twist. So twist from side to side. So this is a gentle twist. Oh, fur kid just appeared in my screen. Beautiful dog. So this is a gentle twist. We are not going to our full range of motion. And you might notice that as you twist, your hands naturally slide into your hips. This actually helps to increase our proprioceptive awareness. It's a big phrase for knowing where our body is in relation to space. And then as ready, come on back to neutral spine. Take a moment, notice how you feel. In a way, the yoga happens between the poses and the movements. You might notice any sensations, subtle sensations. How's your breath? So moving on, let's tap our fingers. If you'd like to play a brain game, you can explore tapping from your pinkies to your thumbs. So micro movement, visualizing the movements. And then air piano. Synovial fluid flowing into all the little joints in our hands. Mother Nature's WD-40. Turn your palms face up. Take your fingertips to press into your thumbs. So they might touch, they might not. So we focus on what we can do. Stretch your palms, fingertips to your thumbs. Stretch your palms, fingertips to your thumbs. And then when you're ready, extending your arms, again, stretch your palms, make tight fists, and draw your elbows in. Stretch your palms, tight fists, draw your elbows in. So you'll feel your shoulder blades moving towards each other. Stretch your palms, tight fists, draw your elbows in. And when you're ready, resting your hands on your lap, begin to circle one of your wrists in one direction. And then circle in the opposite direction. And then other side. So you might notice that one of your wrists is tighter than the other. So chances are the hand that you use, it's the dominant hand, you might feel a little more tension. And then reverse. And then when you're ready, an invitation to release your arms by your sides, spiral your palms open. So you're gonna get some synovial fluid into our elbow joints. Bend your elbows, palms face away, and release. Spiral your palms forward, bend your elbows, palms face away, and release. I'd like you to take your arm out to the side and then spiral your palm open and then down. So your thumb rolls down towards the earth. And maybe exploring, if it feels okay for you, reaching up a little higher. And then with your palm face down, imagine that you're moving your hand through golden honey. Palm face up, reach up to your place. Palm face down, moving your hand through honey. And one more time, spiral your palm open, reach up to the sky. Palm face down. So other side, palm face up, palm face down. Reach up a little higher if you'd like. So you might notice a difference between one side and the other. So just noticing. And then palm face down, visualize moving your hand through honey. Spiral your palm open, reach up to the sky, palm face down. One more time, reaching up, up, palm face down, release. Shake up. Take a moment, notice how's your breath. Notice any subtle sensations. So trust that the sensations are there. It's not going to be a rocket ship across the sky. Might be a little heat, maybe tingling. So earlier on, I mentioned proprioceptive awareness, so knowing where our body is in relation to space. It's also introception, so tuning in and knowing what's going on inside our bodies. So our bodies talk to us. And so from here, make sure that you're sitting up nice and tall. And then I'd like you to push down through one foot, then push down through the opposite foot. And so it might be an energetic pushing down. You might notice if you feel one foot more than the other. Shoulders back and down. And so I'd like to introduce a practice that I'm not sure that I've taught in this class before, and it's a breathing technique called lion's breath. And so when we inhale through our nose, it's cleansing. When we exhale through our mouth, we're helping to let go of toxins. So the way lion's breath is practiced is hands are on your lap and you imagine that they're feline paws. And the inhale is through the nose unless you're congested. So I'll demo first if you'd like, and then we'll do the practice together a few times. So it's inhale through the nose. So draw your hands in. And then on the exhale, extending your arms, tongue comes out on your chin as far as possible and your eyes roll up. I know there's some lions out there. And so let's practice this a few more times. So this is a classical yogic breathing technique. So when you're ready, inhale. Exhale, tongue comes out, roll your eyes back. And a couple more times, inhale. Exhale. And one last time, inhale. Exhale. All right, so we'll shake out if you like. Okay, so where shall we go from here? I like to invite you to reach across. So if you can reach to the bottom of your ear, and this is one of those practices, and if you're blessed with a yoga buddy, the yoga buddy can actually do the tapping. So this is called body tapping. And so take your hand to the bottom of your ear and then tap down to your shoulder. And then reach back and give yourself a pat on the back. And then if you like, extend your arm, tap down along your arm. Turn your palm face up and then tap up. And then when you're ready, reach across to the other side. So you're tapping from the bottom of your ear down to your shoulder. Reach back, give yourself another pat on the back. And then extend your arm, tapping down along your arm. So if the tapping feels a bit too intense, you can always just pause wherever and just massage nicely. And turn your palm face up, tap up. And then when you're ready, if it's available to you and you would like, take your fingertips to the back of your neck and then tap. And then bring your hands, your fingertips up to your crown of your head and tap. And out loud or silently, you can say, wake up, brain. Wake up, brain. And then when you're ready, an invitation to take your fingertips to the outside corners of your eyebrows and tap. So if you're wearing glasses, you may want to remove your glasses for this practice. Tap the inside corners of your eyebrows. Tap underneath your nose. Tap your chin. Tap under your collarbones. Tap under your armpit. So lots of lymph nodes in our armpit area. Tap the outside corners of your eyebrows. Tap the inside corners of your eyebrows. Tap underneath your nose. Tap your chin. Tap under your collarbones. Tap under your armpit. So about halfway down your bra strap if you're wearing a bra. And shake. Take a moment, notice how you feel. And so when you're ready, you can lean back in your chair if you'd like. And I'd like you to massage your Buddha belly. So soft Buddha belly. So your liver, your stomach. So when our belly is soft, it means that our nervous system is more balanced. And then if you like, if you can reach back or you have a yoga buddy with you, you're massaging your lower back. Sending some love to your kidneys and adrenal glands. They lift up a little higher, close to the surface. And then when you're ready, sitting up tall, sweep your hands forward across your thighs. So inhale, let, exhale, go. One more time, sweeping up. Good. And then if you like, maybe tapping down along your shins. And if you can reach your feet, go for it. Make sure, of course, that you're stable in your chair. One back up. And one more time. So tapping, love taps down along your legs, your shins. Maybe you can reach your feet. Come on back up. And so an invitation to place your hands so they're just a few inches apart. Close your eyes softly. And I'd like you to notice if you feel any subtle sensations between your hands. So there's no right or wrong with this practice. And then as ready, reaching your hands up to the sky. So maybe feeling a lightness. And then on your exhale this time, palms face down. I'd like to invite you to explore making a ma sound to honor Mother Earth. Ma. Resting your hands on your thighs, spiral palm open. So one side at a time, reach out to the side, gazing past your middle finger. And we'll make the sound ma again if you like. Ma. Side, inhale. I like to think of these gentle movements as a move. Ma. Inhale, reaching up. Ma. Let's go check on the time. Yeah, so have you had any food yet? Yes. So, Marnie, I think you need to be on mute, love.
Sorry.
So, an invitation to repose. So make sure your feet are placed evenly on the floor on your footrest. Sits bones are sharp on the chair. You might you pull the buttock flush away from your sits bones. So in a way, when we're seated in the chair, our sits bones act like the feet of our pose. So our spine is long, shoulders back and down, lift up through the crown of your head. And so from here, I'd like to come into a movement called Finding Our Balance. And so balance the equal distribution of presence throughout our entire body. And so that is one definition worth repeating. So balance the equal distribution of presence throughout our entire. So for this practice, we will be moving forward and back. And so I'd like to invite you, if you know balance is a challenge for you, have whatever device you need to keep you stable in your chair. And so here we go. Inhale, lengthen your spine so you can create space between your vertebrae. And then hinging from the hips, come forward with a flat back. So tuck your chin in slightly to release the back of your neck and then rock back up. So in your own time and rhythm, I'd like to invite you to keep this gentle movement flowing. And it can be interesting to close our eyes as we practice these gentle movements. So is your belly soft? Is your breath quiet? As ready, come on back to a neutral spine. Relax your arms by your side. Take a moment. And then from here, I'd like to invite you to explore circling your heart forward and then circle back. So moving in your own time and rhythm. So we all have our own rhythm. And so as you begin to feel your hips and your lower back soften and release, see if you can go a little bit deeper. So our shoulders move towards our knees. Of course, we do not come all the way down. As ready, reverse the direction. And slowly come on back to stillness. Take a moment, notice how's your breath. You let your breath settle. And so moving on, I'd like to invite you to extend your arms out to the side. Start with your palms face down. And so bringing your arms in line with your shoulders, if that feels okay, if that feels a little too high and tense, explore backing off. And then I'd like you to turn your palm face up, turn your gaze. So just one palm face up. I'll mirror you actually for this. So your left palm is face up. Turn your gaze in that direction. Turn your left palm face down. And then turn your right palm face up, turn your gaze in that direction. And so we're going to imagine we've moved into Egyptian dance. So in your own time and rhythm, moving from side to side. Of course, taking a pause anytime you'd like. And then when you're ready, palms face down, release. We'll shake up again. so repose, make sure that you're sitting up nice and tall. And so from here, I think that we're going to come into a side bend. So the movements of the spine, take hold of the underside of your chair, release your opposite arm by your side, spiral your palm open. So soft bend in your elbow, nothing rigid. So I'll give a few options here. So it might be if you have shoulder stuff going on, you might want to place your hand on your shoulder. Alternatively, it might feel comfortable to reach up and over. And so come into your side bend, holding the underside of your chair, and then turn your gaze down towards the floor to release your neck. And then breathe into your rib cage. Can you imagine breathing in below your rib cage? Come out of the pose on this side. So whatever we practice on one side, we practice on the other if possible. So you take hold of the underside of your chair, release your opposite arm by your side, palm face up. So you're taking your arm to your place. So it might be hand on your shoulder, maybe reaching up and over. Come into your side bend. So keep your sit bones on the chair. Can you feel you're creating space in your rib cage? And release. So let's come into this one more time on each side. So you take hold of the underside of the chair, release your opposite arm by your side, spiral your palm open. Inhale, and then on your exhale, coming into your side bend. And release. Other side. Reaching up on the inhale, on the exhale, come into your side bend. And release. So take a moment to come out of the pose to notice how's your breath, checking in. So give yourself permission to move slowly between your poses and your movements. And so sometimes injuries, there's always a risk of injuries, albeit minimal in a yoga practice compared to other kind of movements, I think. I think it's when we forget to breathe and we move too quickly that sometimes we can put ourselves at risk. And so I don't want to be a fear monger or anything, but just saying. All right, so moving on, let's come into a lovely seated twist. So we'll go into a deeper version of it. And so inhale, lengthen your spine. On your exhale, reaching across the outside of your knee or your thigh. Take your other hand beside you on the chair, behind you. And so you'll notice we're already into the twist at this point. So there are a few contraindications to go deeper. If you know you have osteopenia, osteoarthritis, you might have something else going on in your spine that makes it contraindicated to go a little deeper. So this is your pose today. Honor that. So yoga meets us right where we are. Alternatively, if it feels okay for you, you can inhale, lengthen your spine. On the exhale, beginning from the base of your spine, moving up your vertebrae, go into your twist a little deeper. And so our head turns last. Soften your gaze or close your eyes softly, focused inward. When it's ready, unwind, take a moment. And we'll come into the twist on the other side. So inhale, lengthen our spine. Exhale, twist. So if you'd like, going a little deeper, inhale, lengthen, exhale, twist. Soft Buddha belly, quiet breath. On back center. So from here, rock and roll. So flow in and out of the twist. So reaching up on an inhale, twisting on an exhale. Reach up and twist. Reach up and twist. And one last time, reach up to the sky and twist. On back to neutral spine. So side bends, twists, pretty intense spinal movements. And so from here, we're going to come into a seated forward bend as a counter. And so take hold of the underside of your chair. Sit up nice and tall, hinging from the hips. Come forward with a flat back. So maybe nodding your head up and down. Nodding yes and no to release your neck, and then breathe into your lower back. And so if it's helpful, you could place, something along your belly, if that helps with support. So you might imagine that your lungs are in your lower back. Notice how you feel in the forward fold. So forward bends typically are calming for the nervous system. And then when you're ready, coming out of the pose by pushing down through your inner heel. So it might be an energetic pushing down. Place one hand on each of your thigh. All right, so let's transition into sun salutations. So energizing, heating practice. Come into your mountain pose. Take your hands to your heart center. Reach up to the sky. So gentle back arch. So bend from your shoulders. Hinging from the hips, come forward with a flat back. Take hold of the underside of your chair, tucking your chin in slightly. Downward facing dog. Rest your forearms on your lap. Push down through your inner heels. Baby cobra. Place your hands on your thighs. Draw your elbows in towards your torso. So lift your heart, lift up through the crown of your head. Cat and cow. As you're ready, round your back. As you round your back, slide your hands towards your knees. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round. Come back to neutral spine. So if you'd like, and it's available to you, like you do, tuck your foot, toes tucked under, just under the front of your chair. So it might be that you're visualizing the movement. So I want you to feel as though you're doing the movement. And then if you'd like, taking your opposite arm up to the sky. So warrior one. When you're ready, float your arm down. Step your foot forward, back, so that your feet are hip distance apart. Hinging from the hips, come into a forward fold. Spiral your palms open, reach up to the sky, and maybe the hands come together in prayer down through to the heart. So bowing our head towards our heart gives us a little nerve flossing for our neck. So let's practice one more round. Mountain pose. Take your hands to your heart center. Reach up to the sky, gentle back arch. Hinging from the hips, forward fold. Take hold of the underside of your chair. Downward facing dog. Rest your forearms on your lap. Push down through your inner heels. Baby cobra, place your hands on your lap, draw your elbows in, lift your heart, lift up through the crown of your head. Cat and cow, and exhale, sliding your hands towards your knees, round your back, navel in. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round. Back to neutral spine, step into warrior one on the other side. So if available, and you would like, step your foot down under, just under the front of your chair, toes tucked under. We're visualizing the movement. Reach your opposite arm up to the sky. Out of the pose, float your arm down, step your foot forward, hinging from the hips, forward fold. Reach up to the sky. And maybe our hands come together in prayer down through to the heart. Place one hand on your Buddha belly, the other on your heart center. And take a moment to maybe feel the rise and fall of your chest and your belly. And then come on, seated comfortably back in your chair in preparation for a short guided meditation and your final relaxation. So you might want to place a yoga mat along your spine. Make sure that you're warm enough. A little bit of weight on our thighs can encourage a grounding sensation. So an invitation to place your hands in a hand gesture called the hand gesture of calm abiding. So you place your hands, palms face down. Draw your hands in towards your hip creases. Look down and into your heart, see what you can see. And then an invitation to breathe into your heart. And so breathing in, I know that I'm breathing in. Breathing out, I know that I'm breathing out. As my in-breath grows deep, my out-breath grows slow. Breathing in, I calm my body. Breathing out, I smile. Dwelling in the present moment, I know this is a wonderful moment. Breathing in, I calm my body. Breathing out, I smile. Dwelling in the present moment, I know this is a wonderful moment. We'll just sit and breathe together for a few moments with a gentle reminder. Breathing. So without changing anything, bring your awareness back to your breath. Thank your body again. Oh. And so our bodies are the best home our mind will ever have. And now see if you can begin to deepen your inhale, lengthen your exhale. Wiggle your fingers and toes, hands and feet, waking up. Rub the tips of your fingers with your thumbs if you'd like. And come on up, seated comfortably to finish your yoga practice. And so got a little indication that my iPad's about to, that lack of power will soon be my dilemma. So I'm just moving it a little closer where I can see your names and so on. And so thank you. The teacher in me honors and appreciates the teacher in each of you. Notice how you feel before and after yoga practice. Questions or feedback. I always love to hang out for a little while with you afterwards. And so thank you, Kausar, my friend, for being my tech host. Disability Foundation, of course, ConnecTogether, for providing this opportunity for us to practice yoga together. Thanks.
Thank you, Bobbie, and Disability ConnecTogether.
Thanks, Kim.
And I'm not Marnie. I should have changed my name.
Yeah, did that.
Thank you.
I know that though. Yeah, good. Oh, I see a group down there. Oh, I think I know who that might be, but I'm not sure.
Bye, Bobbie. Thank you.
Bye, Sheila. Happy you're feeling better, love.
Much better. Yes.
Okay.
Bye.